if you go on to Wikipedia, for example, to look up Bohemian Grove, it talks about it like it's completely straight and a club, a gentleman's club. Not a gentleman's club where there's strippers, although I'm sure there's plenty of girls on it, but it's a gentleman's club in that no women are allowed. It's an old school, society. What they do not mention is any of the stuff about the burning of effigies, the owl gods, all that other thing. That's kind of more behind the scenes.
Well, officially, here's what they say. When you look up what is the Bohemian Grove, because obviously they have to say it's something all these people are going to. They say the Bohemian Club, an elite invitation-only social club founded in San Francisco in 1872 by a group of male artists, writers, actors, lawyers, and journalists, all of means and interested in arts and culture. Since its founding, the club has expanded to include politicians and affluent businessmen. The club is known especially for its annual summer retreat at what is known as Bohemian Grove in the redwood forest of California's Sonoma country, an event that continued into the 21st century. Notable members have been Clint Eastwood, Henry Kissinger, Walter Cronkite, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan. I mean, on and on and on. Mark Twain, Jack London. The point is, so we're laying the groundwork. It works. It exists. It is a thing people go to, they experience. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the facts of all of this right now, very specifically. No more, hypothetical and hyperbole.
Right.
Yes.
These are the actual facts.
Right. This is where you cut it and you add spooky music, Chris. That's what you do. So now that we've creeped open the door, so here's the deal. It owns over 2,700 acres of property. And it opens with, so all of these rich elite people all over the world, when it started in the very beginning, it was artists, but artists are broke. So they reached out to people who had wealth and means to help support their art. And that's where it began in the very beginning. But a lot of rich people saw this as very, very rich and powerful people saw this as an example, an excuse to cut loose and be free to do things such as a Bohemian, where they're not going to be held accountable for what they're doing. And this can't be more shown as an example than with the cremation of care ceremony. So the deal is, the very first night to kick off this 2-week extravaganza of rich, powerful, mostly white men, it is called the cremation of care. And there are druids, think of the Undertaker, in red outfits that carry a wooden coffin with an effigy of a child, which they refer to as care. So that is meant to be all of the love and appreciation and involvement that you have, that the members have in the world. And they are going to set it on fire while they have things being announced and spoken. Which, do you know who does the voice?
Who?
Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite recorded the voice that plays for all of this. And it is for, 2 weeks of merrymaking, a giant owl god statue, which is for Moloch, the owl god. And he means knowledge of all things. So what they're doing is they're burning, any sort of attachments to this world in the pursuit of, we want to know what the truth is, what everything that's really going on. And so only we are allowed to know the knowledge of this. That's at the top of the pyramid. And so this is on the first night, and this is in public with all, when I say public, I mean the people who are allowed into the event. And I say that because there have been at least 2 people who have snuck in. One who wrote an article for Spy Magazine, very detailed about him getting in there, and then Alex Jones. And I'll go into a little bit of both of their situations as we go through all of this. But I just want to make it clear. So it's called the cremation of care, sacrificing an effigy child wicker, character to the god Moloch. The people around it dress in druid outfits. They scream things like "Midsummer sets us free" and "Beauty is eternal, for beauty is everlasting." It's a giant, we're talking 40 feet plus owl god statue, super creepy. Opening night, they march in front of a black altar when they do this, and even the famous country singer who was talking to John Rich acknowledged it and didn't say it doesn't happen. He said, it's just this old ritual. Which,
right, doesn't mean anything, yeah.
Yeah. So as we're going to get into the details, I get that. I can understand and appreciate that there will be people who go to this event because it's out in the woods and they get to drink all the time and pee on trees, which is a big, you know, it sounds silly, but as we get into this, they really put a lot of emphasis on the fact that you go to the bathroom outside. There are no bathrooms. You pee and poo outside on trees and around trees. And it's a big thing for them to curse and drink and pee and be crazy. It's like a fraternity. It's like an all boys fraternity.
No rules.
No rules, except no
Right.
women. Get them vaginas out of here. So some of the things that they say during the cremation of care ceremony, these are the quotes. The sun is once again in, and I can say quotes because of the video Alex Jones has, so you can hear what they chant and what Walter Cronkite the owl is saying to his minions. The sun is once again in the clutches of the lion, and the encircling season bids us to the forest, here to celebrate the awful mysteries. Bohemians rise, find home again in the grove, burn care, and hurl his ashes whirling from our glade. Come out, Bohemians, come out and play. Come with all the buoyant, impetuous rush of youth, which tends to be an overall theme of the place, youth. And like when we get into the quotes from the people who actually work there, they respond to it like this is a tree fort. Like you gave a 12-year-old boy, he's got a slingshot in one hand, a frog in the other, you know, $50 million and said, build this. And it's crazy, wild, outrageous things out there.